Union Berlin are super competitive. They're in Europe, and the formation that they play at 3-5-2, I think that suits Brenden Aaronson because he could either play as that withdrawn striker next to Geraldo Becker was ultimately the star striker for them last season, or as an advanced attacking midfielder as a number 10 underneath the two. So I really like this role for Brenden Aaronson in this club. Plus, it doesn't get better in terms of getting competitive minutes in the Bundesliga.
Similarly to Leeds, because Urs Fischer has this more pragmatic approach, and we're most going to see him, I think, for example, like in the Champions League, when a lot of focus is going to be on Union Berlin, I feel like when they get like those big fish in their group, it is going to be very practical. So just like in Leeds, you're going to have to make the most. I don't know how a striker takes that. It's someone that plays on that forward line that might not get as many chances in a more free-flowing style and open. Do you feel more pressure to deliver, for example, in these games where Brenden Aaronson, similarly to Leeds, might just have to make the most out of the few opportunities he gets on the ball?
When you're talking about Champions League, yes. I mean, you're not going to get many opportunities, and so you got to be efficient. If anything, you learned in the Premier League, in those moments, you have to be careful with the ball. You got to make the right decision. And I think in terms of his style, he is a pass-first player. Mm-hmm. So within the Bundesliga, if you're a teammate of his, you know that he's going to work his butt off. Because there's not a player that I know that comes across as super committed to winning the ball back for the team and setting up others to succeed. That's Brenden Aaronson. You love that about him. He's going to work for the team. Now he has to figure out ways when he's on the ball how to impact the game, because it's not just about being great in the counter pressing. He's used to that being in the Red Bull Salzburg system and then with Jesse Marsch at Leeds. When they are in position, can he dictate the tempo? Can he do a little bit more? Can he offer a little bit more within this team? If he can do that, that's where you're going to see him evolve and elevate his style of play, which will ultimately earn him more playing time with the U.S. men's national team.
And it's a team that doesn't get that many chances. So can he create those chances? Can he be that? Because he's got a great engine. The fans are going to love him for that. He's never going to stop running. He's never going to stop working, especially defensively, which they are, like you said, very pragmatic, very low block. But when they get those opportunities, which they don't get that many per match, can he create that opportunity for the striker, which is what I think you're bringing him in for. If he can, this is going to be a standout opportunity for him.
You saw in the Premier League, when he got hit, you just saw him drop off, and that was the big knock within MLS. When Brenden Aaronson was playing in tight spaces and there wasn't freedom and room for him to run into, he struggled. So now in the Bundesliga, when you have those moments when teams are maybe in those low blocks, because sometimes they're going to be playing against less opponents, because Union Berlin are one of the top teams in the Bundesliga. Yeah. How does he impact the game in those tight spaces? Can he find room? Can he create space for himself on the ball?
And can he impress? Because it's a loan. So if he impresses and Leeds gets promoted, this is a great opportunity for him.